I know that Malaya took the kids to the side of the road, and I know she transferred the kids into a vehicle, and this was early in the morning. And I know the vehicle took the kids out of there, the two kids. I believe Malaya's intention then, Daniel was asleep, and I believe Malaya's intention then was to go in and get the baby, take the baby, and then take off too. Malaya wanted out of there. She wanted out of there for at least a few weeks before the disappearance. She made a mistake doing it that way, but you've got to know Malaya. Mild-mannered person.
The joy and innocence of childhood was taken from them. Two very bright children, Lilly and Jack. No one really knows what happened, but what if the real danger wasn't outside but already inside the house? Because sometimes the most terrifying mysteries start at home. No child deserves to suffer this fate. This is our belief. If you believe this too, kindly subscribe to our channel and help us get to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 voices speaking for Lilly and Jack. Brooks Murray claimed the children had simply vanished, disappeared without warning, without sound. She was inside the home with her partner, Daniel Martell, and a newborn sibling at the time. No one saw or heard the children leave. No forced entry, no broken locks, no cries for help, just a quiet morning, followed by a silence that has never lifted. According to the parents, Lilly and Jack must have slipped quietly out the sliding glass door sometime that morning, while they were still asleep. But there's a problem with that story. An elderly relative inside the home recalls waking to the sound of barking dogs and finding their mother, Malaya, already outside holding the baby. When asked where the children were, she answered flatly, "They're in the woods." No panic, no searching, just certainty. Daniel, the children's stepfather, said he was asleep the whole time. He claimed he didn't even know they were gone until he walked through the house later that morning. And the neighbors? They never noticed signs of trouble. No arguments, no raised voices, but they were puzzled by something else entirely. Why didn't their mother beg for help? Why didn't she plead for her children's safe return? It didn't take long before the first clue surfaced, but it only deepened the mystery. A single boot print child-sized was found across the road from the property. The very road family members insisted the children never crossed. Then, pieces of Lily's pink blanket began to appear. One half stuffed into a kitchen trash bin, the other tangled in a low tree branch nearly 300 feet away. Two halves of the same comfort object ripped apart, discarded in places that made no sense. Other items, too, were found scattered across the woods. A sock, a wrapper, a bottle, some matched, some didn't. Were these signs of a desperate escape, or something far more deliberate? Because from the beginning, it felt less like a trail and more like a script. Clues that didn't connect, evidence that seemed to be placed, as if someone wanted searchers looking but not finding. Behind every disappearance, there is a context, and sometimes a warning. In the months before Lilly and Jack vanished, Child Protective Services had already opened a case. The reason? Developmental concerns. Quiet red flags that may have signaled something deeper happening inside that home. Soon after the children were reported missing, their mother Malaya Brooks Murray vanished from the public eye. She deleted her social media. She left the family home. She gave no interviews, made no televised appeals, and never asked the public to help bring her children back. Not once. Her silence became louder than any statement could have been. Meanwhile, Daniel Martell, the children's stepfather, took a different path. He cooperated fully with investigators, submitted to polygraphs, and even requested drug testing to clear his name. He made public statements, repeated pleas, and stayed in the spotlight. But even his efforts raised a new question. Was he protecting the truth or trying to uncover it himself? Some believed the children had simply wandered off, lost to the wild woods of Nova Scotia, but that theory never truly held. These weren't restless, unsupervised kids. They were barely old enough to tie their shoes. No history of running, no tantrums, and not a single trace was found. No clothing, no bodies, no scent trails beyond that single boot print. Others pointed to the shadow of a stranger. Could an abductor have slipped in and out undetected? But again, there were no signs of forced entry, no witnesses, no security footage, no vanishing vehicle on a rural road. Then came the theory no one wanted to voice but everyone whispered. What if the story itself was a cover? What if the clues were planted? The blanket, the boot print, distractions. What if someone inside that home knew exactly what happened and created a narrative to protect themselves? Malachia's silence, her vanishing act, the blanket in the trash, the calm statement they're in the woods. Not reactions of a panicked mother, reactions of someone who already knew they weren't coming back. Online sleuths are split. Some blame her outright, others accuse Daniel. Some think it was an accident covered up in fear. Others claim the entire family is hiding something dark. One thing is clear, this case isn't just about two missing children anymore. It's about a story that doesn't add up, and a community demanding to know who wrote it. At the heart of this case lies a storm of silence and a string of questions no one seems willing to answer. Did Malahia Brooks Murray fear losing custody of her children? And if so, did that fear drive her to something irreversible? Was the pink blanket, the lone boot print, part of a calculated misdirection? Evidence, not of a trail but of a cover-up. Why wasn't an Amber Alert issued? Two children vanish without a trace, and yet the system chose to wait. Why? And perhaps the most haunting question of all, why has no one in this family, not a single relative, made a public plea? No press conferences, no televised sobs, no calls to action, just a silence that grows more suspicious by the day. Is this a tragedy rooted in fear or in guilt? And how long do we wait before someone finally tells the truth? Two children, gone without a sound. No goodbye, no explanation, just a void where laughter used to live. Lilly and Jack Sullivan were not just names on a poster. They were siblings. They were stories in motion. And now they're a silence that stretches across a whole community. This case isn't just about what happened. It's about what hasn't happened. No answers, no justice, no closure. When adults stay silent, it's the children who pay the price. And silence cannot be the final chapter in their story, because Lilly and Jack deserve more than vanishing headlines. They deserve the truth, and someone, somewhere, knows exactly what that truth is. Now it's your turn to speak. What do you believe happened to Lilly and Jack? Do you think someone in that house knows more than they've said? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and don't hold back, because sometimes pressure from the public is the only thing that keeps a case alive. Share this video. Let their names reach beyond Nova Scotia, beyond silence, beyond fear. Lilly and Jack deserve to be found, and we won't stop asking questions until someone answers.